Concentration is the ratio of the number of moles of solute to the volume of solution. So concentration is number of moles per volume, which can be written quicker as C equals N over V. The unit of number of moles is mole. The unit of volume is decimeter cubed. So the unit of concentration is mole per decimeter cubed, which can be written as mole dot decimeter to the minus 3. That minus means that this should be at the bottom of the fraction. Decimeter cubed below the division line there, mole per decimeter cubed. And a short way to write mole per decimeter cubed is just plain M molar. So the unit of concentration is the molar, and molar is mole per decimeter cubed. Let's look at how to calculate the concentration of copper chloride solution. Here you can see some pictures of different concentrations. So this one here has a low concentration. It's a weak solution of copper chloride. This has a high concentration. It's a strong solution, meaning there's a lot of copper chloride per volume in this last one. There's little copper chloride per volume of solution in this first one. The formula of copper chloride solution is CuCl2, solution aqueous, aqueous. And the molar mass of copper chloride is 63,5 grams per mole for the copper plus 2 times 35,5 grams per mole for the Cl2. 63.5 plus, open bracket, 2 times 35.5 is equal to 134,5 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of copper chloride. What is the concentration of copper chloride solution? Formed when 2 moles of copper chloride solid are dissolved in water to make a 20 decimeter cubed solution. Try to answer this yourself first. Let's answer this in 2 ways. One, we are guided by the units, and one, we use the equation. So first of all, let's be guided by the units. What is the concentration? In other words, how many molar? Molar is mole per decimeter cubed. Is formed when we dissolve 2 mole of copper chloride in water to make a 20 decimeter cubed solution. You see how simple this is? We realize we need 2 moles at the top because mole must be at the top in the final answer. And we need to have the 20 decimeter cubed at the bottom because decimeter cubed must be at the bottom in our final answer. 2 divided by 20 is 0,1. The unit is mole per decimeter cubed. Another way to write this is 0,1 molar. But now let's do it another way. Let's use the formula. So from this triangle you can see concentration is equal to N over V. That's the definition of concentration. And we are asked to find the concentration. The number of moles is 2 moles of copper chloride. The volume of the solution is 20 decimeters cubed. 2 mole divided by 20 decimeter cubed, 0,1 mole per decimeter cubed. It's mole per decimeter cubed, not mole decimeter cubed. That minus must be there, minus 3. And 0,1 mole per decimeter cubed is the same thing as 0,1 molar. So it's very easy. We found the same answer using just common sense, being guided by the units that we need up here in the first method, and using the formula in the second method. How many moles of copper chloride are present in a 0,25 decimeter cubed solution of 2 molar copper chloride? Try and answer this yourself. Again, let's do it in 2 ways. How many moles of copper chloride are present in a 0,25 decimeter cubed solution of 2 molar? 2 molar means 2 moles per decimeter cubed. In other words, per 1 decimeter cubed. Decimeter cubed cancel. 0.25 multiplied by 2 is equal to a half. 0,5 moles of copper chloride. Solid copper chloride, the solute. Let's also solve this using the triangle, using the formula. How many moles? In other words, N. N is equal to C multiplied by V, concentration multiplied by volume. The concentration is 2 molar, in other words 2 mole per decimeter cubed. We must multiply that by the volume 0,25 decimeters cubed. Notice how the decimeters cubed cancel. We're left with 2 moles times 0,25, which gives us 0,5 moles. Of course, we mustn't just write mole. Mole of what? Copper chloride solid. So we get the same answer whether we use the formula here, N equals C times V, or whether we are guided by the units like we did in the top. What volume should a copper chloride solution be made up to? Using 3 moles of copper chloride so that the concentration is 2,5 molar. Again, let's do it with the 2 methods. You try it first yourself. What volume? How many decimeters cubed should the solution be? Using 3 mole of copper chloride so that the concentration is 2,5 molar. 2,5 molar is 2,5 moles per decimeter cubed. In other words, per 1 decimeter cubed. Moles cancel, of course, it's mole copper chloride. Should have written that in full. And we're left with decimeters cubed. 3 divided by 2,5 is equal to 1,2 decimeters cubed. Let's repeat it now using the formula. What volume? So we want V. V is equal to N over C. What volume? Should be made using 3 moles so that the concentration is 2,5 molar, which is mole per decimeter cubed. Notice that we tip and times the bottom, so it's 3 mole times 1 over 2,5, which is decimeters cubed over 2,5 moles. Moles cancel, we're left with decimeters cubed. You could have just realized, of course, the unit is going to come out right, but it's always safer just to check. And you could have just said 3 divided by 2,5, which is 1,2, and then you just know that the unit must be decimeters cubed. What is the concentration of copper chloride formed when 0,35 moles of copper chloride is dissolved to make a 0,25 decimeter cubed solution? I'm just going to use the formula. C equals N over V. We have 0,35 moles of copper chloride dissolved to make a solution of 0,25 decimeter cube volume. 0,35 divided by 0.25 is equal to 1,4 mole per decimeter cubed, in other words, molar of copper chloride solution. What's the concentration of copper chloride formed when 50 grams of copper chloride are dissolved to make 5 decimeter cubed solution? So can you see that if we're going to use this formula, C equals N over V, we're going to have a bit of a problem because we don't have N. We need to find N out from this information here, that 50 grams of copper chloride. How many moles is that? So you can work that out and then put it into the formula. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be guided by the units. How many moles per decimeter cubed, because that is the unit of concentration, is formed when 50 grams of copper chloride are dissolved to make a 5 decimeter cubed solution. So we've actually written down the concentration here, 50 grams per 5 decimeter cubed, but it isn't in the form we want. It should be in the form moles per decimeter cubed. So the decimeter cubed part is right, but the top part we need to convert from grams into moles. So we need a conversion factor which has grams of copper chloride at the bottom and moles of copper chloride at the top. And in that way we are converting our gram per decimeter cubed concentration into a mole per decimeter cubed concentration, which is what we want. Now we've already said that the molar mass of copper chloride, CuCl2, is 134,5 grams per mole. So 134,5 grams of copper chloride is the same thing as 1 mole of copper chloride. 50 divided by 5, of course that's 10, divided by 134,5 gives us 0,07 mole per decimeter cubed. Or we can write it 0,07 mole dot decimeter to the minus 3. And that's the same as 0,07 molar. All of those are just different ways of saying the same thing. What is the concentration of copper chloride formed when 34,5 grams of copper chloride are dissolved to make a 0,5 decimeter cubed solution? You get the answer yourself first. How many moles per decimeter cubed are formed when 34,5 grams of copper chloride are in 0,5 decimeter cubed? 34,5 grams of copper chloride in 0,5 decimeters cubed. So the decimeter cubed part is where we want to end, but the gram part we need to convert into moles. So we need our conversion factor with grams of copper chloride down at the bottom and moles at the top. As we've already said, the molar mass of copper chloride is 1 mole has a mass of 134,5 grams. So grams copper chloride cancels away and our unit is mole per decimeter cubed, which is what we want. 34.5 divided by 0.5 divided by 134.5 equals 0,51 mole per decimeter cubed, or we can just say molar. What mass of copper chloride is needed to form a 5 molar copper chloride solution of volume 0,025 decimeter cubed? Try it yourself first. How many grams of copper chloride are needed to form 5 moles per decimeter cubed of volume 0,025? So decimeter cubes cancel there. So we've got moles. So we've actually found out how many moles are there in this volume, 0,025 volume of this concentration, 5 molar. So now we know how many moles there are, but that's not what we're being asked. So we need a conversion factor, which has moles down at the bottom to cancel away moles. And we need grams of copper chloride. Okay, it's mole copper chloride as well. And we know that 1 mole of copper chloride has a mass of 134,5 grams. 5 times 0.025 times 134.5 is equal to 16,81 grams of copper chloride.